Hello everyone, welcome back to my complete and updated Xiao guide. In this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about Xiao and making sure that this is the only guide that you need to watch if you want to build a Xiao. Let's get started, shall we?
If death comes knocking at your door, call out my name, Adeptus Xiao.
Xiao is a neutral anemo hypercarry, which means power creeping Xiao is next to impossible. And with the introduction of Fire Zone and the Vermillion set, he has only become even better. The main source for damage for Xiao is his elemental burst that he uses to spam plunging attacks.
Lunch. We'll go back to Wangshu Inn.
Elemental burst. On cast, it infuses his attack to anemo damage, greatly enhancing his AoE and his jumping height, which allows him to do more plunging damage. As a result, it allows him to defeat his enemies by spamming plunging attacks. Also, when he is in his burst state, he will constantly lose HP, which is the life drain. Usually this HP loss is always neglected as you'll always carry a healer in your party comp. This elemental burst is on a 15-second duration, 18-second cooldown, that means 3 seconds of downtime and an 70 energy cost, making him rely a little bit more on ER or someone that can funnel him energy. Elemental skill. On use, Xiao dashes forward, doing anemo damage. This skill has 2 charges and is on a 10-second cooldown. You can do this elemental skill twice, alright? You can also perform this elemental skill in mid-air. Normal attack. It is nothing that special, but you need to level this talent up as it will greatly enhance the plunging damage that he does with his elemental burst. Also, Xiao does a 6 consecutive spear strikes with his normal attack that looks amazing. Ascension 1 passive. The longer you stay in your elemental burst, the greater damage that Xiao does. A maximum of 25% damage bonus can be gained this way. As you can see here, all damage dealt by Xiao increases 5%. This damage increases further 5% every 3 seconds. Okay, so maximum of 25% damage bonus you can gain from this Ascension passive. Ascension 4 passive. Okay, it will greatly enhance the second charge of your elemental skill. Okay, so if you do once, you will get a buff for your second charge of your elemental skill. His kit is quite simple and nothing that complex. You can enhance Xiao's damage by doing his elemental skill into his elemental burst and spamming plunging attacks. Keep in mind that you want to raise your normal attack as well, as it will increase in plunge damage that he does. Now let us talk about his talent priority. You want to level up your normal attack and then your elemental burst and lastly your elemental skill. Keeping in mind that all of his talent contribute to the damage that he does. Okay, if you level up your normal attack, your burst will do more damage. Your elemental skill is separate on its own and it has a very large scaling.
Once the snow is thick enough, we can eat it.
Constellations. Like many other 5-star character, you do not need any constellations on Xiao for him to be the best character. Although his C1 and C6 are through the roof. Just because of this, his C2 all the way till C5 are nothing that impressive. Once again, you do not need any constellations on Xiao for him to be the most strongest character in the game. Constellation 1 allows you to use this elemental skill for 3 times. A Constellation 2 Xiao will have 2 charges of his elemental skill, while a Constellation 1 Xiao will have 3. This will make him rely a little less on energy recharge as he's getting another charge of his elemental skill, gaining more particles, and it will also give you another instance for his elemental skill damage. Constellation 2. It gives him 25% extra energy recharge when he is not on the field. This also is not a good constellation. Constellation 3 will be a +3 levels for your elemental skill. Constellation 4 It gives you a 100% defense bonus when Xiao's HP falls below 50%. This exists, why I have no idea. Constellation 5 will be a +3 levels for your elemental burst. A Constellation 6. When you hit 2 or more enemies by a plunging attack, you will gain 1 charge of his elemental skill. And for the next 1 second, you can use his elemental skill without worrying about the cooldown, because it will reset instantly after you use his E, but only for the next 1 second.
Night. When the darkness comes to envelop you. Don't stay outside.
Artifacts. For artifacts, you mainly want to use 4-piece Vermillion Hereafter, because that is his best in slot. Now, recently 4-piece Desert Pavilion was introduced, but 4-piece Vermillion Hereafter would be better than the Desert Pavilion, as 4-piece Vermillion would give you more attack through its 4-piece set bonus when you constantly lose HP. Now, if you don't want to farm for 4-piece Vermillion Hereafter, you can go for a 2-piece attack percent set with a 2-piece Viridescent, or a 2-piece Viridescent with a 2-piece Desert Pavilion. Mix and match any of these 3 set and you will gain a stepping stone for a 4-piece Vermillion set. Now let us talk about the main stats that you want on your artifact pieces. For the timepiece, you will need attack, goblet would be anemo damage, and circlet would be crit rate or crit damage depending on what you need more. And now for the substats, you mainly want to go for crit rate or crit damage, attack percent, and energy recharge. Now let us talk about how much energy recharge that Xiao needs. Now this depends mainly again on the teammates that you have. If you have any battery, the weapon that Xiao using, if it's a Favonius Lance, or any other character in your party comp that is using Favonius Lance, that can funnel like the particles to Xiao. But if you're pairing him with another anemo battery like Sucrose, then try to aim around 130 to 140 energy recharge.
New power. All it will be used for is death.
Weapons. Xiao has a large, very large roster of weapons which are, well, free to play friendly. He has 3-star, 4-star, and 5-star weapon choices. Now, let us look at them. For the 3-star weapon choices, there's only one thing that you can run on Xiao. That is the White Tassel. It provides you with a good amount of crit rate and is quite free to play friendly. Now, let us look at its 4-star weapon choices that Xiao has. Sitting at the top, we have Deathmatch. Deathmatch provides you with the crit rate and the attack from the passive that you can use. Overall, it is a very nice thing to run, but not free to play friendly. Now, for a free to play friendly, you can go for the BLACKCLIFF POLE from the Start Glitter. It provides you with crit damage and it is quite good in a multiple enemy scenario, because it gives you attack through the passive. Now, if you have played the previous events in Genshin Impact, if you have the Mississippi Wind Spear, it gives you the raw attack that you would need for Xiao. Next, if you have a Lithic Spear, you can run that as well, as it gives you raw attack and it has a good passive that gives you more attack. If you have the Favonius Lance, okay, listen. If you have the Favonius Lance, you can use that. Alright? You can use that, but keep this as your last priority. Alright? Now, some of you might argue that catch might be good because it provides you with burst crit rate and damage, but I feel like the secondary stat, that energy recharge that it provides, is quite wasted, and many other characters like Raiden, Shangling might need that catch. Although if you have it and no other character is using it, you might as well use it on Xiao. Now, let us look at his 5-star weapon choices that Xiao has. Sitting at the top, we have his best in slot, the Jade Winged Spear. It is his best in slot. It gives you crit, attack, and extra damage through the passive. Sitting at number 2, we have Staff of Coma, his second best in slot. It gives you a crazy amount of crit damage and a little bit of attack from its passive. Now, if you need a raw attack from a 5-star weapon, you can run the Vortex Vanquisher. It gives you the raw attack that you need. But you would need a shielding character like Zhongli or Diona to have the passive. If you have a Calamity Queller lying around, it gives you the high base attack and extra elemental damage bonus from its passive. You can run that as well. Now, Skyward Spine is another option that you can run, but it's not that recommended because of the energy recharge secondary stat. Now, the newly added weapon, the Staff of Scarlet Sand, although it doesn't have that much good passive, it gives you the crit rate that Xiao needs. The passive would convert the Elemental Mastery into raw attack, but on the other hand, you are not building Elemental Mastery on Xiao. But if you have this Staff of Scarlet Sand lying around, well, you might as well run it because it gives you that crit rate to balance out your crit ratio.
The limit to one's power is self-destruction. Answer me. Why do you persist?
Now, at last, let us talk about the party comps that Xiao fit in. Xiao's primary role is a hypercarry, a neutral hypercarry. So making him as a support is pure insanity. So Xiao hypercarry teams are the only thing that is valid. Okay, don't build him as a support. For the team comps, Xiao is usually paired with a battery like Sucrose. Okay, Xiao and Sucrose aren't like two best friends in the same boat. Okay, Sucrose build tons of energy recharge on Sucrose and pair her with Xiao, and she will keep funneling him the energy that he needs. And the addition of Farazan in the previous patch increases Xiao's damage by a lot. So pairing Farazan along with Xiao would be a good option. Now, we have the universal support, Bennett. He will provide you with the attack buff from his 4-piece noblesse, and the Bennett will provide you with the raw attack from his base attack and the 4-piece noblesse. So pairing Bennett is also a good option. If you don't have Farazan, no worries. You can replace Farazan with Zhongli as well. Okay, Zhongli will give you the extra shielding and the shred from his elemental skill. This was one of the comps before Farazan was introduced, pairing Xiao with Sucrose or Jean, and then going for Zhongli and Albedo. Okay, so double Anemo, double Geo. Okay, so if you have double Geo, you can proc the resonance of Geo and the resonance of Anemo. Alright, so that was one of the comps that was used before Farazan came. Okay, and you can also pair him with other off-field supports like Fischl, Shangling, C6 Thoma is also a good option. Yeah, Xiao's party comps are very they aren't that many party comps where Xiao fits in properly. His primary role is, like I said, a hyper carry. So pairing him with supports like Sucrose, Farazan, Bennett, Zhongli, Albedo, Jean, Fischl, Thoma, Shangling, stuff like that, off-field supports is a good option. Well, that's all for this video. I will see you all in the next video. If you enjoyed this guide, liking and subscribing to the channel is greatly appreciated as we are trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Thanks for watching. That's all for now. Bye bye.